Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If you enjoy my reading, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That way you will be notified when I upload new weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and daily readings. So today I will be doing an extended weekend reading. This reading, it's for the general energy surrounding us on the weekend of November 3rd through November 5th, 2017. So I will be pulling 3 tarot cards from the Sun and Moon Tarot deck and 1 additional oracle card from the Earth Magic Oracle card deck, just to enhance our reading. But do remember that these are general messages, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. Hopefully you were able to get something out of the readings, but if you would like a more personalized reading that focuses specifically on you and what's going on in your life, please contact me at the email listed in the description box and the About section of this channel, changingphasestarot@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Facebook, Changing Phases Tarot Readings, and you can also take a look at my website, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find additional information about the types of services that I offer. Okay, so let's get into our extended weekend reading, and this is for the first weekend in November 2017. See you in 1 second for the shuffle. Okay, so let's get into our reading. So we are looking for the energy surrounding us on the weekend of November 3rd through November 5th, 2017. Spirit, what do we need to know? What are the messages for the week of November 3rd through November 5th, 2017? What do we need to know? What are the messages that we need to hear? Too many cards just fell out there. For the weekend of November 3rd through November 5th, 2017. Okay. And we have, as our first card, the 5 of Cups. The second card, the Lovers. The third card, the 3 of Cups. Don't usually look at the bottom. Okay, I'll look at the bottom. 2 of Wands is the overall energy, so the card at the bottom of the deck. And from the Earth Magic Oracle deck, please give us 1 additional message. What do we need to know for the weekend of November 3rd through November 5th? 1 additional message for extended weekend reading. What do we need to hear? And the card that we have is Desert, Vision Quest. Interesting. Okay, give me 1 second to set the cards up, and I will get into our reading and see how all of this ties together. Be back in 1 second. Okay, so here we go. We have, as our overall energy for this first weekend in November, the weekend of November 3rd through 5th, we have the 2 of Wands. Now, the Wand suit in the Tarot, it's a suit that deals with sort of daily matters that we deal with, right? That we have to sort of work, right? Our careers. But it also has to do with sort of energy, enthusiasm, when an action is actually taken, and also to do with creativity, right? Creative projects, anything that we feel very passionate about, very excited about, but it is a suit that has to do with our careers as well, right? Careers and the work that we do on a day-to-day basis. Now, the Two of Wands is a card that speaks of needing to make a choice, right? In the traditional tarot, there's the man, and he's sort of facing these two paths, needing to make a decision as to which path to take, right? And this could be in any, really any area of your life, but there's a definite feel, sort of an energy coming off of all of the cards here, especially with this the Earth Magic card that we pulled of Vision Quest. It seems like there's quite a significant decision going on this week, right? Something that you have to make a decision about. Something quite significant, I would say, with this Major Arcana card here in the middle. But it's something that you're trying to approach in a very balanced way, right? You're trying to sort of weigh everything up, right? Weigh up each path or each each thing that is presented to you, however that plays out in your life. And sometimes it does have to do with, you're going after new challenges. Okay, so this could be you actively sort of seeking a new job, setting out, on a new career path, or at least getting your resume out there, right? Looking for a new job. But in this particular deck, you'll see that the man, he has his back towards us. So he's facing this fire in front of him, right? But he's very calm. He's carrying the wands in each hand, right? And his clothes are sort of the black and white, representing, or symbolizing the yin and yang. So it's a card that has to do with sort of joining, finding that harmony, that peace within sort of our shadow side and our our light, the light and the dark. So again, it makes me, I keep coming back to this card over here, because it does make me think that there is some significant possibly life-changing decision that you'll be facing over the weekend. So we'll see how that ties in with the rest of the cards, but that's the overall energy for the weekend. Now, what we have in the past position, this is the sort of the energy leaving the week, right, on Friday as we enter the weekend. We have the Five of Cups. Now, the Cup suit in the Tarot is a suit that deals with our emotions, our feelings. It's associated with the element of water, and so everything that has to do with our feelings and how our feelings influence our lives as we move through the different challenges and obstacles that arise along the way. It's also tied to our intuition, right? You'll see that on each of the Cups cards, we see the full moon, or we have the different phases of the moon representing, right? Also symbolizing our intuition, which is very much linked with the moon. So the Five of Cups is a card that speaks of disappointment, as the card in this tarot decks, in the Minor Arcana, we'll see that sometimes they have words associated with the card. So this card of Five of Cups has disappointment, and it's a card that generally it deals with sort of loss of hope, right? You'll see that this woman, she's sort of staring here mindlessly at the Two Cups, right? There are three that are spilled and all of the flowers are kind of wilted. She's looking very down, right? And she's really focusing so much on the Three Cups here that she's not seeing, right? She's not seeing these Two Cups that still stand. And if we think about the Two Cups that are still standing, right? The Two of Cups is in the Minor Arcana. It's sort of the Minor Arcana Lover's card, right, that we have here in the middle position. So there might be something to do with a relationship. That's definitely coming through quite strongly here in the three cards that we have. But the Five of Cups is really more to do with letting go, right? Letting go of these emotional problems or these things that were sort of a letdown or a disappointment, but not focusing on them, right? Trying to focus more on what we still have here. And we still do have these 2 cups. So there is, there is still something to salvage. There's something to work on. But it seems like, in the past, there might have been some type of disappointment relating to a relationship, or, and this doesn't necessarily have to be romantic in nature. We kind of always think, if it's a relationship, then it's automatically a romantic one, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. This could be a friendship, right? This could be any other type of, relationship partnerships that you have. Which brings us to the middle card. So we have here in the middle position, so this will be sort of the present energy whenever, you're hearing this as being the present, or kind of Saturday in the reading, as it's a weekend reading. This is the Lover's card. So it's number 6 in the Major Arcana. And it's really a card that, it deals with relationships and how relationships are really, or those types of relationships that are very important for our personal or our spiritual growth and development, okay? Again, much like we had here, so it seems like we have the yin and yang with the, symbolized in the clothing here. And in this particular deck, they symbolize, right, we have, there's a black man with a white woman, right, and then we have their children here. We see one offering up a flower, right? So there's also this sort of this duality associated with this card here. The way that this Sun and Moon Tarot deck has represented the lovers, there's also this, there is a duality, sort of this yin-yang duality. So it's the couple kind of embodying this yin-yang duality, right? We see that they stand beneath this arch, right? We have other powerful symbols sort of surrounding them on the card. But what the card itself really talks about is that, that soulmate connection with another person. And we know that soulmates are not always romantic, right? Soulmates can appear in many different ways during our lives, and some people appear as soulmates and stay in our lives for a short amount of time to teach us a specific lesson, and others are with us for, the remainder of our lives. But it's all to do with spiritual growth, right? And what we can bring to that person, the spiritual lesson that person has to learn, and how we contribute to that. Or it's how they can help us on our path, right? And what we need to learn from them. Not always are these soulmate relationships easy, right? Which could possibly have something to do with that, because many times, it's kind of like, I've heard it, people have said that, the soulmate connection at times can be kind of like looking in a mirror, and so it's kind of like seeing that mirror image of yourself. And so sometimes it's hard to see, your own imperfections sort of shining back at you, right? Or mirrored back at you. So they're not always the easiest of relationships, but they're always for a specific purpose and to teach us something, right? It can have to do also with other types of partnerships. So, just friendships, or could be a business relationship, a business partnership. That's possible as well. But it is a card also of choices. Okay, so and it's the head or heart kind of decision, right? Do we go with our head or do we go with our heart? So, and we have that here with the needing to make a choice, and the balance that we need to have, and the sort of the balance in our thoughts as we try to figure out which is the best path for us. And so it's not always easy to to kind of have that head or heart decision. So not an easy one. But what we have as the outbound energy, which is a very nice card to have, is the Three of Cups, which kind of, it makes me think that it's more to do with a romantic relationship, I would think. Just because the Three of Cups, again, it's emotions, it's feelings, but it has to do with celebrations, okay? And it's this could be any type of celebration. As we see here, we have the three friends sort of celebrating. They're looking very happy, right? Splashing around in the light of the full moon. And interesting because it is the weekend of the full moon, and I'm planning on doing a separate full moon spread that's a little different for the full moon that happens the 3rd or 4th of November. But it's interesting that we have the moon also appearing here. So it's a card, the Three of Cups, that deals with simple celebrations, just meeting up with friends, going out and having dinner with friends, just enjoying their company, talking with them, spending time with them. But it's also a card that could speak of greater celebration. So this could even be, celebrating news of a pregnancy, or news of a birth of a child, or news of an engagement or a wedding, right? So with the Lovers card sitting right next to it, it does seem to me, in this decision involved, it seems like there's something going on this weekend. There's a big decision that needs to be made. I would say that it has to do with, that is more romantic in nature than anything else. But it's definitely a life-changing one, which we see here with the Vision Quest card. And I'll just read you for the oracle cards. I usually just read sections from the guidebook. This guidebook, it gives quite a lot of information, so I'll sort of skip around a little bit. But basically, this card, what it talks about here, it says Vision Quest. A vision quest is a process whereby you spend a few days in the wilderness alone. Typically, you carry only water and some sacred items with you, and you spend most of the time praying or meditating. Many who have completed a vision quest assert that it is a powerful and even life-changing experience, and report vivid and profound revelations. It is said that the desert does not lie, so partaking in this can help you discover the truth about your purpose, or at least to give you some clues. It is time for you to go on a vision quest. Designate a place in nature in which to dwell, whether for a couple of hours or a few days. Spend the majority of your time while there praying and meditating. It is best to be in a location where you can truly find solitude, even if it is a quiet corner of a park, just for an afternoon. Wherever you go, take your question, your concern, or challenge with you into a prayer or meditation. Allow it to float around in your consciousness and watch what shows up. This is one of the more powerful cards. By drawing it, whatever other messages you may have received are amplified threefold. And it's interesting because we have the Three of Cups. I was talking about this life-changing event. So, not everybody is able to go out into the desert like we see here on this card, right? Doesn't have to be that, right? This could, like it was just saying here in the guidebook, it can be as simple as going to a local park and sitting quietly, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes, right? But it seems like, going back to the overall energy, there is a very important decision to be made here, right? A life-changing decision. But it's definitely one that's going to bring you great happiness and abundance, right? And whatever feelings of disappointment you had in the past, those are all going away, because and that's interesting. The Two of Cups that she's still looking at could be the Lovers here, right? The Two of Cups of the Major Arcana, and then the Three of Cups that are spilled in this card, they're celebrating over here. So this is definitely, falling by the wayside, and you have very important decisions to be made. So this is interesting. I'd be interested to hear from you how this resonates. Please do leave me comments. Let me know. I'd like to thank you again for joining me today. I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. Please check out my channel for the monthly readings. I've already posted all of the November monthly readings for all of the astrological signs. And I will be posting in a couple of weeks the mid-monthlies, and those are focused primarily on work and career and love and relationships. So take care, and know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light. Bye.